not having proper snow boots makes it really difficult to climb up hills. Yo, what's up guys? It's Sway here. It's been about a year since I bought my GoPro Hero 5 here. And there are a lot of things I've learned about this camera that I want to tell you guys and hopefully help you make a decision whether you should buy the new GoPro or just buy a whole nother camera altogether. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Okay, so the GoPro Hero 7 is currently priced at around $400. And for that price, you're getting a 4K camera at some insanely high frame rate, which is probably around 240 FPS. You get a good wide angle, middle angle, and narrow angle view, and a very durable camera. The GoPro Hero 5 is very durable, but the GoPro Hero 7 is even more so. And it also has inbuilt stabilization, which makes your videos look relatively cinematic. Now, I'm not necessarily advising you to go buy this camera because it really depends what you need a camera for and what uses it's going to have. If you're someone who loves to take their camera underwater at the beach or on a bike trip or some sort of ski trip, I think the GoPro is going to be the best option for you. But if you're someone who's trying to document maybe say someone's birthday party or a family event, or even create a relatively cinematic video, this camera is not going to be for you at all. If you're someone who's like me and you like to do video as a hobby, I don't think that the GoPro Hero 5 would be a very wise first camera investment. However, I would say that this camera is fantastic for its cost, which is relatively low considering that the features that it has. Okay, so moving on from the specs and what I think, let's talk about how this thing performs and how it's held up this past year. So I'd like to think that the GoPro is kind of like a faithful servant, but in reality, it's not really that. Most of the time, it takes a lot of setting up to make sure that your GoPro actually gets a good shot. And it's not every time that what you shoot actually looks good. And in fact, there have actually been a few glitches that I've noticed in my GoPro software system that have actually made it really difficult to get a good shot. So technically the GoPro should be shock-proof, so it should be able to jiggle around and everything. But when that happens a little bit too much, the SD card slot seems to be a little bit too big, and the GoPro actually ends up losing connection sometimes, which is not really ideal. In addition, the final cost they end up paying for GoPro in order to get a good shot out of this guy is actually a little bit more, actually way more than $400 because of one thing. So let me explain. If I can move. Come on, let's go. Accessories. GoPro accessories. If you buy GoPro accessories straight from GoPro, you're looking at an extra $100 in order to get the basics, basically. The GoPro kit that they sell, I know, is relatively expensive, and there are a couple of accessories that you can buy online, but the best ones are going to be from GoPro. The ones that I bought online and made a video about a while ago, those were actually pretty poor quality, and a couple of those have actually broken and now they're unusable. Actually, that is a huge downfall to the GoPro that is not really mentioned by GoPro or most tech reviewers. Also, if you guys are wondering how sledding and doing a GoPro tech review are related, they're not. It just looks really nice, so I'm doing that. Anyway, let's talk about the GoPro battery life and how that has an impact on user experience. I love the snow. I would be lying if I told you that the GoPro Hero 5 had a bad battery. The GoPro Hero 5's battery is very, very good, especially for the size. The camera seems to actually be pretty efficient, and I've never had any trouble with the battery turning off. And there's quite a bit of lifetime. I'm not quite sure the exact number. I'll put it right there. That many hours of battery use. GoPro, good move there. And let's talk about whether you should buy this camera or the new Hero 7, which is a total waste of money in my opinion. Why did I do that? I'm so dumb. Okay, so you're probably wondering if you should buy the GoPro Hero 5 or the GoPro that GoPro wants you to buy, the Hero 7. In my opinion, the Hero 7 is a massive waste of money, and it's basically like the Hero 5, except for the Hero 5 doesn't have the same stabilization capability as the GoPro Hero 7. Now I think about it, there isn't really much that the Hero 5 can't do that the GoPro Hero 7 can do, and this can do it at a fraction of the cost, and that's what GoPro doesn't want you to know. You can buy the GoPro Hero 5, I believe, for around $150. I'll have to double check that, I might be wrong. $150 is what I remember last seeing on Amazon, and that is more than 50% off the cost of the GoPro Hero 7. Now, is the stabilization worth it? I would say it's not, because the GoPro Hero 7 is not meant to be a cinematic camera. It's not meant to give you smooth cinematic footage. It's meant to give you action footage. Now, say if you want to drop an extra $250 on the Hero 7 just for that aspect, then be my guest. If that is important to you, I understand. But for the average consumer, that stabilization mode is not going to be very important. So I would stick with the GoPro Hero 5, maybe even the GoPro Hero 6. I would not go down to the GoPro Hero 4 Black. That is probably not the move. The GoPro Hero 5 is definitely one of the best GoPros, and it does its job very well. Okay, so if you guys like that video, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, leave a like, and also thank you guys for watching to the very end. I am trying to be a little bit more consistent this year, so your support is greatly appreciated. It keeps me going and it keeps me inspired. So without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next one. Swipe out. Hacker man.
You will. I'm getting losers.